All right, guys, we're going to start today's show with a video. You ever cross the street and you see a crosswalk sign, a little man that says, a little figure of a white guy that says, go ahead and walk. Well, this is the newest controversy among pinheads. Campus Reform went out and talked to college students at the George Washington University in D.C. They asked them to sign a petition to change that crosswalk sign because having a little white man in there is not good. It's racism. They want more diversity. Of course, they did it as a joke, but they wanted to see how many of these snowflakes would go along with them. Listen up. Yeah, the first student thinks it's awesome. Yeah, give it to me. I'll sign it. That's so lit. I guess that's nowadays lingo for, hey, that's really cool. I like it. It's so lit. Absolutely. One in many ways in which the default is imagined to be a white man. Now, folks, as you know, because you've seen crosswalk signs, it's not a white man. It's a white man. What if it was red? Would that make a difference? What if it was rainbow colored? Would that make a difference? I totally get that it could be important to other people. Is there possibly a student on this campus who would say, what are you, out of your mind? What difference could it make? And anybody who would be offended by this must be a knucklehead. I don't know. Let's keep listening. Let's see if there are any students wise enough to say that. That's a good idea. Okay, one student said, I never thought of it as a white guy. I just thought that the light is white. Okay, that student has a chance of success in life. It's definitely a representational issue, says another poor, ignorant child. Students will feel more validated if the little man in the crosswalk sign is a different color. Maybe they should have a little man in a dress just to make sure that the transgender community isn't offended. What about that? This is super cool. Of course I'll do it. I'll sign the petition. If it can help other people out, why not? Well, folks, my thinking has always been this. If there's someone who's truly offended by this, then you can help that person out by smacking them in the head and saying, get a brain. Person after person is signing this petition. All college students. There's a faculty member signing. All right, finally. We got a guy who said he's ideologically opposed to calling the little man in the crosswalk sign a racist symbol. Thank God, another normal kid on a campus. My friends, this is the kind of garbage that you, if you are parents of a college student, this is the kind of garbage that you are paying for. You know, it's a good thing to get more for your money. But if the more you're getting is indoctrination of your children so that when they come home, you hardly recognize them and now they dislike you, well, that's not really getting more for your money, is it? It's really getting, it's like opening a gift and finding a live scorpion inside. What kind of idiocy are they pushing on college campuses? I've talked about this ad nauseum, and I intend to continue talking about it. Professors, administrators are all liberal, and they're not just liberal, but stupid liberal, extreme liberal, to the point where students come out of a college believing that a crosswalk sign is a racist symbol. You know, he had a racist symbol yesterday we were talking about on this show. Chris Cuomo on CNN said being called Fredo is a racist term. Well, it's not a racist term. I have an Italian friend who said that's ridiculous. I've heard and seen interviews with Italian people who say it's nonsense. You know, just about anything that's not nailed down these days is seen as racist. I think America needs to back away from the edge a little bit with this racism thing. One of the easiest things in the world, it's like falling off a log, is to feel insulted. And one of the best ways to feel insulted is racially, because if you've been insulted racially, then you're a victim and people will feel sorry for you and you'll get all kinds of sympathy and empathy, and suddenly you're more righteous than other human beings. There is only a racism problem in this country because people say there's a racism problem in this country. It's like all those idiots out there in Hollywood, the only reason they're famous is for being famous. Are there not enough real issues, real problems in America that we've got to invent ridiculous new ones? Like transgender bathrooms. Now it's the man in the crosswalk. What next? What about the song White Christmas? Should we ban that? My friends, this is the culture of stupidity that I inveigh against every day on this show, and I invite you to inveigh. Call me up, 877-254-7524. It's Wednesday, Real Truth, and we'll be right back.
Again, what a great season we've had so far. We've installed flowers at paper across our patio. We've had hundreds of trees, shrubs, and flowers. We didn't have to do it by hand. Thank you to all the kids for feeling kids to fall. If you are the fourth mom and love with kids and please call 0-460-8873 or visit us at Entertainment Landscaping. A lot of radio stations boast about having 2, 3, 4, 500,000 listeners. But what they don't tell you is the average listener only listens for 4 minutes. Long plays they don't like, same old boring commentary, or worse yet, as soon as the commercial starts playing, they change the station. Here at 1360 KHNC, our listeners listen longer, a lot longer. We have one of the longest time spent listeners in the industry. That means our listeners don't change the dial when the
All right, guys, let's kick it into gear. This is Real Truth. My name is Howard Real, and there's so much out there to tick people off. It's hard to decide where I want to start. All right, okay, got it. All right, let's go to Fox and Friends. Just this morning, Eric Trump, son of the president, was on talking about how the media is ignoring President Trump's popularity. And as a journalist, I know it's not always what you write or say, it's what you overlook and don't write and don't say. If you leave something out, then people don't hear about it unless you got a guy like me on the radio talking about it or someone like Eric Trump on Fox News talking about it. The president is wildly popular across the country, and according to most media, it's not true. Well, it's because most media lie. Anyway, long story short, Eric Trump, Fox and Friends this morning, go. That's because the Democrat liberal media lies to you. It's not a complicated answer. It's a tragic answer, tragic for America, but they lie. They are the propaganda arm of the Democrat Party, and that's all that the CNNs and the MSNBCs of the world and the ABC, CBS, NBC, CNBC, all those guys, they are the propaganda arm, the communications arm of the Democrat Party, which is why you should never listen to them. Certainly don't take what they say to be true. Watch reliable, objective, professional sources of journalism. Guys, haven't we had enough horses' asses in the White House? Haven't we had enough buffoons, professional politicians who've never done anything except be politicians? Haven't we had enough of that? Haven't we had enough Democrats with policies that weaken America, that deplete our economy, that make the middle class pay for the entire rest of the world? Have we had enough? Well, it's interesting. We can't find, Congress, the Democrats can't find $20 billion to build a wall, but they gave $150 billion to Iran, the number one funding source of terrorism on planet Earth. Now, that's some interesting Democrat math. My friends, the first thing that Democrats do, their reflex response, is to raise taxes. So tell me, let me ask you a question. And again, feel free to call me at 877-254-7524. The question is, do you feel that you have too much money? Do you feel that you get to keep too much of the money that you earn? Call me and tell me what you think. And 2020 is an easy choice. It's a choice between what's good for Americans and what's awful for Americans. That is the choice. Hey guys, let me ask you a question. I just asked you about taxes, whether or not you think you're keeping too much of your money. Would you like to pay 70% of your money in taxes? Let's say you get $100. You have to give $70 to the government. You keep 30 out of 100. If that idea appeals to you, then by all means vote Democrat. But before you do that, check yourself into a psychiatric facility. And that's AOC, my friends. Keep in mind, this is the future of the Democrat Party. She wants to raise the taxes of everyone within her state and across the country. She wants taxes higher, but when Amazon comes to New York, wants to open a headquarters, pump billions of dollars into the economy of that city, hire thousands of people, she killed it. She doesn't want it. Stop and think about that, because he's right. He's right. The American dream is you have great opportunity, go out and succeed. The Democrats say no. Don't bother. Let the government take care of you. Or if you want to work hard, go ahead, but we will take almost all of what you earn. That is indeed a full out assault on the American dream. Ask yourself, is that what you want? So, lest you think it's simply that Alexandria Ocasio Cortez is a dumbbell, and she is. If you think that's an aberration, that yeah, she happened to cost New York City and New York State billions of dollars, but that's AOC. Well, you just heard about NAFTA. That was also a Democrat proposal. 70,000, not 70,000 jobs, mind you, 70,000 factories shut down because of the Democratic proposal called NAFTA, which Donald Trump got rid of. So once again, the difference between Republican and Democrat could not be more stark, and the choices could not be more dire. We have a choice of a prosperous, healthy America or a sick and dying America. And that is the choice we have in 2020. Build or destroy. The choice has never, as far as I'm aware, never been so clear-cut in an American election before. You have Trump and the Republicans who are building the country, building the economy, creating jobs. On the other hand, you have the Democrat side, which would ruin everything. Ruin everything. We won't even talk about transgender bathrooms and the LGBT community and no borders and letting millions of illegals in here. This is going to be a real simple election. And I would urge everyone, go in your bathroom, look at the mirror, and ask yourself, who am I? What am I? And what do I want for this country? Do I hate the United States of America? If you do, then you're going to vote Democrat. But if you live in this country, you want it to succeed. You want to succeed. You want your children to succeed. In which case, you would never, ever vote Democrat.
Not patriotic.
Well, I told you yesterday, my friends, and if you weren't listening, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Because a lot of people in America are that punk kid who pushed the BMW that his parents gave him into a river because it wasn't a Jaguar. Those are the people, those are the Americans who hate the entrepreneurs in this country, who build companies, who employ people, build products, pay taxes. Too many Americans are the snotty teenage punk pushing the BMW into the river. That's where we are. Now, can we change minds in America? I try every day here on Real Truth. You have to try also. Talk to people about these things. Reason with them. Maybe it'll work. Give them facts. Tell them where to go for even more information. Hopefully we can change minds, because if we don't, we've got a very dark future in this country. Just wait until all the crosswalk signs have multicolored rainbow men in dresses, just to be more diverse, more gender friendly. That's America under liberals. Destroying industries, crushing jobs, taking people's future away from them, that's Democrats. They've always done that, and they will always do it because that's all they know how to do. All right. Commercial. Then we return. Go nowhere.
Class A, 60 cats moved from 1750. But remember, you are not obligated to go to citizen. Call us at 888-765-4372 to send your no obligation report. Suffering from OT, Anna, grab your rod and your wife. Come close to Upper Northside Valley in Boston. Sit in the hospital basket. Call Trout Getting Doctor at 970-460-8873 and book a trip with TroutGetting.com. At the end of your trip, you can sit in the hospital. You'll be happy. You'll be elected. And the public will be happy. Why does it seem America is slowly sinking? Who's in it? It's not the Obamas or the Clintons. It's not the Republicans or Democrats. It's not corporations, the military, or foreign countries. It's the Federal Reserve. The central banking system made up of private bankers that corrupt and control virtually all aspects of the world's money supply and economy. All of the major problems in the world trace to the Federal Reserve, central banks of other countries. Hi, I'm Jason from the Colorado Front Range News. Catch my show with co-host Brian here on KENC 3 to 4 Monday through Friday. We sell gold and silver, the best way to protect your hard-earned money. Call 800-951-0592 and keep those blood-sucking bankers out of your wallet.
All right, guys, the topic of the day seems to be what nut jobs the Democrats are, specifically the yokels running for president on the Democrat side. Joe Biden, who is the premier rectum in Congress for 4 decades now, never a very smart man, and now he's losing his mental faculties. He is the front runner. So it tells you what kind of ass clowns the other people are. Here's Glenn Beck talking to a guy named Kevin Ryan, who traveled around with the Democrat candidates on the campaign trail. Here's what Kevin Ryan found. Go.
You were with the candidates over the weekend.
Now, you should know, my friends, that Biden is speaking before the Asian and Latino Coalition PAC, Political Action Committee. So he's talking to people who are not white. And he says there are poor kids and there are white kids. In other words, anyone in this room who has children, their children must be poor because, after all, they're only Asian or Latino. That's what Joe Biden, Washington, D.C. rectum for 4 decades, had to tell these people. Smart guy, right? 140 people. When Donald Trump speaks, he gets 20, 30, 35,000. And Joe Biden, political anus, is talking to 140 people in a basement somewhere. And he's the Democrat frontrunner. No, it wasn't widely reported because CNN and MSNBC, they don't want you to know what an anus Joe Biden is. They want you to think Joe Biden, the vice president. Well, even when he was vice president, he was an anus. Even when he was in Congress, he was a buffoon. And now he's being floated by a political party that despises him because he's male and white. Figure that out. Folks, no one on the Democrat side is authentic. They will say and do anything to get their low information voters to vote for them. They will promise anything. They will adopt any extreme position. They're trying to stand out from the pack. They'll do anything to get votes. Is that what you want in the White House? Well, the problem is that too many Americans vote for candidates who have charisma rather than candidates who have great ideas for America. Folks, if you want charisma, vote for a Hollywood movie star. Vote for The Rock. Vote for Oprah Winfrey. But if you want someone with brains who can get the job done, I'm afraid you're going to have to bite the bullet and vote for Donald Trump. We'll be back. All right, guys, we are back. Howard Real, Real Truth. Let's talk a little bit, since we're discussing all the brainless, ridiculous things the Democrats want to do. Let's talk about reparations, shall we? Here is Larry Elder. I've been playing some of his videos lately. African-American columnist, radio talk show host, talking about fact-checking on reparations. Interesting stuff. Here we go.
So I'm minding my own business. I get invited on Fox and Friends to talk about my objection to reparations. And I made a number of assertions about Democrats and slavery. And I got fact-checked by PolitiFact. Here's what I said. The government did not own slaves. Republicans did not own slaves. Democrats owned slaves. Democrats founded the KKK. Democrats opposed the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the 15th Amendment. As a percentage of the party, more Republicans voted for the Civil Rights Act of 1964 than did Democrats. Maybe Democrats want to sue themselves. I get an email. So what's the problem? I get an email from PolitiFact's Bill McCarthy. And here is what Mr. McCarthy said. Here are the claims I'm interested in. 1. Republicans did not own slaves. Democrats owned slaves. 2. Democrats founded the KKK. 3. Democrats opposed the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 15th Amendment. 4. As a percentage of their party, more Republicans voted for the Civil Rights Act of 1964 than did Democrats. Could you please send me any evidence you have in support of these claims? End of quote. Can you please send me any evidence? No, I had no evidence. I just went out there and popped them out like you know what. So I wrote back and I said, Dear Mr. McCarthy, as to no Republicans ever owning slaves, I was wrong. And I corrected it on social media the following day. There were at least 10. As for the rest, you should have no difficulty finding your own sources. Good luck. So a few days later, I open my email and I get a thing that says, Elder, rated false. Look at it, false. All 4 false? So let's examine them in reverse order. Number 4, as a percentage of the party, more Republicans voted for the Civil Rights Act of 1964 than did Democrats. Well, here is what PolitiFact said. 61% of Democrats and 80% of Republicans voted for the bill to pass the House. The Senate passed the bill by a 73 to 27 margin, with about 69% of Democrats and 82% of Republicans. So, in both chambers of Congress, a greater percentage of Republicans voted for the Civil Rights Act of 1964 than did Democrats. Elder was right. And on the same point, check out what historian Roger McGrath says.
Well, again, you were right, because 7 Democrats were strongly opposed to that civil rights legislation in the mid-1960s.
Game to Elder. Number 3, Democrats opposed the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 15th Amendment. Well, here's what PolitiFact said. It's accurate that Democrats opposed the 13th, the 14th, and 15th Amendments. Historians we spoke to said the majority of Reconstruction-era Democrats did, in fact, oppose these 3 amendments. Republicans led the way each time. End of quote.
The Republicans, this is in the Republican-controlled Congress at the conclusion of the Civil War, and all those amendments to abolish slavery, to protect citizenship rights of blacks and ensure that they could vote. It was all Republican agenda. And the only opposition Republicans had in that were from Democrats in the formerly Confederate states. So all of this was Republican Party implemented. These 3 critical amendments to not only free blacks, but make them full citizens.
Folks, Dinesh D'Souza has written extensively about this. From before the Civil War on to today, it's consistently been the Democrats who were the racists. Democrats who were behind slavery and Jim Crow and all that garbage. But somehow, because Democrats did a really good job of public relations, they switched it in the public mind and said, no, 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 it's the Republicans who are racist. But the evidence is clear and the facts are plain to see. Don't believe the spin that you hear in the major media, because they would have you believe that the Democrats are the ones who've been fighting for equal rights all this time. Not true. It's the Democrats who are putting on hoods and founding the KKK.
Number two, Democrats founded the KKK. Now here's where things really get interesting. Elder did not say Democrat Party founded the KKK. Elder said, and you heard it, Democrats founded the KKK. Here's what PolitiFact said. Many Southern whites during the 1860s and the 1870s were, in fact, Democrats. And some joined the Ku Klux Klan. But there's no evidence that the group was founded by the Democrat Party. The men who started the Klan were Southerners and almost certainly voted Democrat, but that's a far cry from the claim that the party set up the organization. End of quote, quoting a historian from Princeton named Cruz.
So, folks, here it's very interesting. The Democrats, and clearly the people at PolitiFact side with the Democrats. They're clearly liberals. The Democrats want a dummy like Joe Biden to be president because the Democrats themselves are dummies and dishonest. You heard Elder say, he didn't say the party started the KKK, but PolitiFact says that he said it was the party that started the KKK. So either they are abysmally stupid at PolitiFact, or maybe they're playing some games. I don't know. The bottom line is this, as we're about to go to commercial. It is indeed the Southern Democrats who started the KKK, who owned the slaves, who created Jim Crow long after slavery was gone. The Democrats are the racists, always are, always have been. And it's the Republicans who have been the antidote to that. We'll be right back.
Before hiring a realtor from a big corporation who outsources their jobs and pays little to no taxes, ask yourself, what do you want in a realtor? You need a realtor who's honest and has integrity. A realtor who's focused on the client's bottom line, not the realtor's bottom line. Who provides personal, over-the-top service before, during, and after the transaction. You want a realtor that knows how to market your property. Hi, I'm James Morgan, a realtor with Grisham & Associates, LLC. I am your Colorado real estate specialist. Land deals, mountain cabins, or urban dwellings, I've got you covered. For the first time buyer, we will make it the best experience. If you are looking to move up or downsizing, we will do better than your last transaction. Call me today at 720-203-0731 or visit coloradoproperties.online. Let me do a great job for you. Grandpa's Pawn and Guns has celebrated 25 years ago. They're a family-owned and family-operated store and
All right, guys, I never do this, but I'm going to do it today. I'm going to play a short 2.5-minute video. Here's someone talking to the Murrieta School District, I think that's in Georgia, about parents' ability to get their children opt out of the LGBTQ content that the school district, for some reason, feels it must teach. Let's listen to this parent speak.
I would like to read to you a definition that I came up with. This definition is for what a sanctuary school district is. The term sanctuary school district refers to municipal jurisdictions in the United States of America that limit their cooperation with the state government's effort to impose laws that usurp the authority of parents in their children's lives, or to impose an ideology that is contrary to a family's core values through state-mandated educational policies. Leaders of sanctuary school districts say that they want to reduce governmental control over families and empower parents and legal guardians to exercise the fundamental rights given by their creator to determine who gets to speak into their children's lives and what that content will be. These heroic leaders enact district-wide policies ensuring parental rights, including notification to the parent or guardian of children leaving campus for any medical reason, including the seeking of an abortion, transgender therapy, or any other medical service. They also reject the enforcement of AB 329, SB 48, or any other law requiring the teaching, approval, or encouragement of any type of sexual behavior. My call to all of you tonight is that you would determine that the Murrieta Unified School District would be a sanctuary school district, where if there's any law that is imposed upon this school district that would tell you that you have to have policies where a child leaving campus to get an abortion, you're not allowed to notify the parents, then you say, not no, but hell no. I will not abide by that law. I will notify the parents if a child leaves to get an abortion. I will not enforce these type of rules within our school district. I'm hoping you all have the backbone to do that for the parents and for the children in our district. Thank you.
It's not just a matter of backbone, my friends. It's a matter of soul. It's a matter of what kind of person you are. It's a matter of normalcy, my God. Well, that's what they're dealing with in Murrieta. I'm glad I don't have kids in that school system. Item. Speaking of school systems, from the London Telegraph, students who got almost half the answers wrong in their math A-level this summer will get a grade A, it has emerged. Just 55% is required for an A in this year's Edexcel exam, according to a leaked copy of the grade boundaries seen by the Telegraph. It's believed to be the lowest amount of marks ever needed to secure a top grade in math A-level. So if you get a 55 on a test in this school, you get an A. You go out in the job market when you grow up and have a career based on an education like that. Don't worry about the fact that it's happening in England. It's Western civilization as a whole that is going down the hole. Item from Mediaite.com. A man is suing Don Lemon, claiming that the CNN host attacked him at a Hamptons bar last summer. The suit, obtained by Mediaite, was filed Sunday and seeks unspecified damages for emotional pain and suffering. My friends, I don't know what makes anyone think that a gay man like Don Lemon would want to put his hands on another man. But there it is. Back tomorrow with more real truth, my friends. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay angry.